Hello, Virgo. Events have been building toward climactic moment scheduled to unfold this Friday night. And what's about to happen isn't going to be subtle private development. This is spectacle, performance, drama that plays out in ways other people witness, participate in, or at minimum become aware of. And you're either protagonist, audience member, or both, depending on whether you're driving what happens or just observing as it unfolds around you. Friday night isn't random timing. Weekend beginning creates stage where people are more available, more relaxed, more likely to be social and engaged. Defenses are lower after work weekends. Truth comes out more easily. Actions that wouldn't happen Tuesday afternoon happen Friday night when inhibitions drop and stakes feel lower, even when they're actually high. Let me describe what the show will begin actually means and why it's scheduled for Friday specifically. Show implies visibility. Whatever's happening won't be private conversation between two people, won't be quiet internal revelation, won't be development that only you experience while everyone else remains unaware. This is public or semi-public, happening at event, happening in group setting, happening in context where multiple people are present to witness, or happening through digital channels where audience can observe social media revelation, public announcement, mass communication. Visibility is point, not accidental byproduct, but actual purpose. Either you're revealing something that needs witnesses, or someone else is revealing something about themselves or about situation, and they've chosen Friday night specifically because audience will be present. Maybe party or gathering is scheduled for Friday, social event where group of people who know you or know each other will be assembled. And whatever's unfolding is timed to happen there because having witnesses serves the purpose. Or Friday night is when bars are full, when dating apps are active, when people are out instead of home isolated. And what's happening requires that energy, that environment, that collision of people and possibilities that weekend social scene provides. Or Friday night is strategic timing for announcement, revelation, or action because it gives people weekend to process before normal routines resume Monday. Buffer time between impact and having to function normally. Bring your popcorn signals. You should be observing rather than just participating. Like you're watching movie unfold rather than just living through regular Friday. That suggests what's happening is dramatic enough to be entertaining or shocking or significant in ways that normal events aren't. Not necessarily entertaining in positive sense. Could be train wreck you can't look away from. Could be confrontation that's been brewing. Could be secrets exploding. Could be someone making fool of themselves publicly. Let's pause here. This reflection invites you to consider what event or gathering might be happening Friday night where drama could potentially unfold. Maybe party you're attending or hosting, maybe night out with friend group where dynamics have been tense and eruption feels inevitable. Maybe date or romantic situation where something's going to come to head, or maybe no specific event scheduled yet, but invitation will arrive, or you'll end up somewhere spontaneously that's actually destiny positioning you exactly where you need to be when show begins. Or maybe the show is digital Friday night when people are drinking, feeling bold, less filtered, perfect timing for someone to post something explosive, to send messages they've been holding back, to make an announcement they've been sitting on, to expose something they've been keeping quiet about. Social media ignites on Friday nights. Inhibitions drop. Courage increases. Secrets spill. This reflection invites you to consider whose behavior has seemed like it's building towards some kind of breaking point or revelation. What listen carefully adds is instruction to pay attention to details, to what's being said and also what's not being said, to how people are behaving and what that behavior reveals about what's actually happening beneath surface. This isn't night to be checked out, not night to be on your phone ignoring room, not night to be drunk or distracted and missing important information being communicated through words, through actions, through dynamics playing out. Careful listening means catching subtext, hearing what someone's really saying when they're pretending to say something else, noticing who's interacting with whom and what that means, observing who's avoiding whom and what that means. If you're just passively present, you'll experience surface level of whatever show is playing. But if you're actively listening carefully, you'll understand the deeper drama, the real reasons things are happening, the actual stakes involved, the true dynamics at play. And that deeper understanding might be what protects you from being caught in crossfire, or what empowers you to make strategic moves, or what provides clarity about situations that have been confusing. Information is power. Friday night is information-rich environment if you're paying attention. This reflection invites you to consider what information might you learn Friday night that would reframe your understanding of current situations or relationships. Let me describe what different forms the show might take, because drama manifests in various ways. Could be confrontation that's been brewing, finally erupting. Two people who've been pretending everything's fine, finally dropping pretense and having it out publicly. Maybe you're one of those people. Maybe you've been holding back anger, frustration, hurt, truth. And Friday night is when your filter fails and everything comes out in front of witnesses. Or maybe you're not one of the people directly confronting, but you're in vicinity when someone else's conflict explodes, and you become witness to dynamics you didn't fully understand before, but that become very clear once people stop performing civility. Or the show could be revelation, secret getting exposed, truth coming to light, information that's been hidden becoming public knowledge. Maybe someone's affair gets exposed at party. Maybe someone's financial situation that they've been hiding becomes obvious. Maybe someone's true feelings that they've been concealing get revealed through drunk honesty or through third party sharing what they shouldn't. Or the show could be declaration, someone making an announcement that changes everything. Engagement, pregnancy, breakup, coming out, career change, relocation. Decision that affects multiple people being shared publicly rather than privately. Declarations made publicly are harder to take back than private conversations. Public commitment creates accountability. So if someone's declaring something Friday night in front of witnesses, they're locking in to whatever they're declaring. Or the show could be performance in literal sense, someone doing something outrageous for attention, making scene, creating drama deliberately because they want to be center of something, even if that something is negative. Attention-seeking behavior escalates on Friday nights when alcohol and weekend energy combine. People do things they wouldn't do sober Tuesday afternoon because Friday night feels like consequence-free zone, even when consequences are very much real. Or the show could be surprise, something unexpected happening that nobody saw coming. Not planned drama, but spontaneous development that creates ripple effects nobody anticipated. This reflection invites you to consider if you had to predict what form the show would take Friday night, which category feels most likely? What role you play in Friday night show depends on whether you're agent or observer. Agent means you're driving action. You're the one revealing, confronting, declaring, performing. You're making moves that create the show. If that's your role, the listen carefully instruction is about paying attention to how people respond to what you do or say, watching for who supports you, who opposes you, who stays neutral, gathering information about allegiances and true feelings that surface when you force moment of truth. Observer means you're watching drama unfold between or among other people. You're present but not central protagonist. You're gathering information, forming opinions, understanding dynamics, but you're not the one creating the action. If that's your role, listen carefully is about really understanding what you're witnessing so you can make informed decisions about how you respond going forward. Or you initiate something that creates response, that creates further action, and the whole thing cascades into show that's bigger than what any single person intended. That's how most dramatic Friday nights actually unfold. One person does something, someone else reacts, third person gets involved. Suddenly, entire dynamic is exposed and playing out publicly. Bring Your Popcorn suggests elements of entertainment, even if entertainment is dark or uncomfortable, like watching reality TV, but it's your actual reality. Part of you knows you should look away or intervene, but another part is fascinated by drama unfolding. That fascination is human. We're wired to pay attention to social drama because understanding social dynamics was survival necessity for our ancestors. So don't feel guilty about being interested in the show. Just make sure interest doesn't prevent you from also being strategic about how you navigate it. This reflection invites you to consider, if you could choose, would you rather be driving Friday night drama or observing from safe distance? What you need to prepare for between now and Friday night is being ready for whatever unfolds instead of being caught completely off guard. Mentally prepare for possibility that secrets you've been suspecting get confirmed, that relationships you thought were stable reveal themselves as fragile, that people you trusted show you who they really are when stakes are high. Friday night has tendency to reveal truth because normal filters are down, and truth is often uncomfortable even when it's ultimately helpful. If you're planning to do or say something significant Friday night, reveal truth, make declaration, confront someone, make sure you're ready for consequences. Words said publicly can't be unsaid. Actions taken in front of witnesses can't be denied later. Make sure what you're about to unleash is actually what you want to unleash. If you're not planning anything but you suspect someone else might be planning something that involves you, prepare emotionally for possibility of being surprised, confronted, or put on spot in front of others. Decide now how you'll respond if that happens. Will you engage immediately or defer to private conversation later? Will you defend yourself or walk away? Will you match intensity or stay calm? Deciding response patterns before you're in heightened emotional moment makes you more likely to respond strategically instead of just reactively. And if you have no idea what might happen, but you're just sensing something is building, stay sober enough to observe clearly and respond intentionally instead of getting so intoxicated that you miss what's happening or react in ways you'll regret. This reflection invites you to consider what boundary or response strategy do you need to have clear before Friday night so you're not making decisions in moment. What happens after Friday night show depends on what the show actually reveals. If show exposes truths that needed exposing, Saturday brings cleanup and processing. Conversations that need to happen as follow-up to what Friday revealed. Decisions that need to be made based on new information. If show creates damage, relationships harmed, reputations affected, conflicts intensified, Saturday begins repair work or alternatively begins permanent separation from whatever or whoever was damaged beyond repair. If show was positive celebration, joyful revelation, good news shared publicly, Saturday extends that energy into planning, into next steps, into building on whatever good thing Friday initiated. But either way, Friday night is catalyst, Saturday is response, and how you respond determines whether Friday's show becomes launching point for improvement or just dramatic moment that leads nowhere. You remain in complete control of how you show up Friday night and how you respond to whatever unfolds. You can be strategic or reactive, prepared or blindsided, sober enough to remember details or too intoxicated to function clearly. The power is yours. It always has been. You may notice reading this has created anticipation mixed with nervousness, maybe excitement about drama you sense coming, maybe dread about what might be revealed, maybe curiosity about what exactly is going to unfold. Whatever you're feeling, honor it, take what resonates, softly release the rest, trust yourself. Before we close, I want to ask you something. When drama unfolds publicly, do you tend to get involved and engaged, or do you tend to observe from distance? Drop your natural response in the comments. And this has Friday night ever been particularly significant or dramatic for you in past? And what happened Friday night? The show will begin. Bring your popcorn and listen carefully. Because what unfolds won't be subtle or private, will involve revelations or confrontations or declarations or surprises that multiple people witness. And whether you're driving the drama or just observing it, paying close attention to what happens and how people respond will provide information that affects your decisions and relationships going forward. Not eventually. This Friday, days away. Trust yourself with this trust that you can handle whatever gets revealed. Trust that drama exposes truth even when truth is uncomfortable. Trust that you'll know how to respond in moment even if you can't plan perfectly in advance. Trust that sometimes show needs to happen for clarity to emerge. See you in the next one, And listen, Friday night is stage. Whether you're performing or watching, make sure you're present enough to catch what matters. Don't be so distracted or intoxicated that you miss the show completely. Stay alert, stay strategic, stay ready. The show begins Friday. Be there for it. Take care.